Hello YouTube and welcome to Synthetic Oil Info. In today's video we're going to talk about AMSOIL Series 3000 5W-30 heavy duty diesel motor oil, also known as HDD for the AMSOIL code. This is the very best performing diesel engine oil that you can run in a pre-2007 diesel engine that is not equipped with a diesel particulate filter. Even though 15W-40 is by far the most popular viscosity for diesel engine oils, 5W-30 and 10W-30 viscosities are very quickly becoming very popular because it allows those engines to get better fuel economy, and it provides easier and faster startups during colder weather. This 5W-30 Series 3000 diesel oil from AMSOIL has been around for several years, and even if your vehicle calls for a 15W-40, we've had a lot of great success with people switching to this 5W-30 for the reasons that I just mentioned. It has got the most robust additive and base oil package of any diesel oil for AMSOIL. It has a very high total base number. The TBN number on this is 12.1, which is one of the highest TBN numbers of any AMSOIL product. What that high TBN number of 12.1 allows this oil to do is very effectively control the acid formation inside your engine for a very long time. And so the service life of this oil for non-diesel particulate filter equipped vehicles, so basically those vehicles and those engines that equipped or produced before January 1st of 2007, they can run this oil up to 3 times longer than the original equipment manufacturer's oil change interval, but not to exceed 50,000 miles or 600 hours in 1 year, whichever occurs first. And you can also run this in gasoline engines for up to 25,000 miles under normal conditions or 15,000 miles under severe operating conditions. And all of those numbers can be extended if you utilize oil analysis services, either through AMSOIL or another service. There's several out there, because that's going to provide you that feedback that lets you know, okay, how's this oil doing as you stretch it out farther and farther, more miles, more hours. That way you're not guessing, oh well, I think my oil's okay. You actually pull out a sample and send it off to the laboratory, and they come back and tell you, yes, your oil is still good, or your oil is starting to get a little bit low in terms of some of its additives, and so you need to change the filters and replenish it with top-off oil, or you need to go ahead and change out everything. But unless you do oil analysis, you really don't know that. And so that's why AMSOIL publishes those starting point drain intervals of 3 times for for diesel engines, or 25,000 or 15,000 for gasoline engines, respectively, whether it's normal service or severe service. But the same limitation applies to this diesel oil here, as did on the CJ-4 oil that we talked about just a minute ago, is that if you're running greater than 10% ethanol or greater than 5% biodiesel, then you either need to run engine oil analysis or you need to change it in accordance with the OEM change interval, because those alcohols and biodiesels just place that additional workload on that oil and increase the chances that that oil is going to be contaminated with water and other pollutants. And so they want you to change that out to protect your engine. This, I don't know if I mentioned it up front, this oil is a CI-4 plus specification. CI-4 plus was the specification that was around and still is around just prior to the January 2007 release of CJ-4, which is that newest spec for those diesel particulate filter equipped vehicles. So if you're running a little bit older vehicle now, 2006 or older, or if you have removed the DPF from your vehicle, if you've done a DPF delete, you may be able to benefit by running a CI-4 plus oil, but that gets into a little bit more complicated decision process there of which oil to run. So it's just a footnote I add that it is a consideration that we could look at. You're always safe in those vehicles if you continue to run the CJ4 oil, but if you are not still running a diesel particulate filter, you've got a couple of other options. Again, this is the heavy-duty diesel oil from AMSOIL, the Series 3000, and 5W-30. Even though that sounds a little bit light, that is really where most 15W-40 shears and dilutes down to, especially most conventional 1540. After you run that oil for a little ways, the shearing action inside of your engine and the fuel dilution that takes place inside of almost every diesel engine shears and dilutes that 1540 down to a 30 weight oil because it's just not strong enough to withstand those actions. But the base oil that's in this heavy-duty diesel Series 3000 from AMSOIL is specifically designed to withstand those actions and that dilution to some extent. And so you're able to run that lighter weight oil and benefit from increased fuel economy and easier startups, easier warm-ups, and reduced wear when you first start up your engine, especially in colder climates. Because that's really where most of the wear takes place in your engine, is in those first few seconds or minutes of operation when the temperature is cold and that thick oil is sitting down in your crankcase and that oil pump is trying to pump that oil through your engine, but that oil is so thick that it just can't pump it through there fast enough. And so you create conditions where all of the oil itself gets squeezed out of those bearing surfaces, and all that is left is your anti-wear package. And if your oil is wore out or it had a weak anti-wear package in it to start with, then you start having wear and tear on those bearings because you're going to have metal-to-metal contact. Crankshaft is actually going to be in contact with those bearings, both the main bearings and rod bearings, and your pistons and rings are going to be making full contact with the bore, and so that's what's going to create those wear actions that you'll start to see particles showing up in your engine oil if you do oil analysis. And that's where the laboratories can tell you, hey, you're starting to get bearing material, you're starting to get ring material in your used oil, so you know you've got wear taking place. Whereas if you run a top quality synthetic that pumps easier and pumps faster when that engine is cold, you're going to reduce or eliminate that wear and allow your engine to last a lot longer. If you also want to start utilizing another technology that AMSOIL has available, it's called bypass filtration, and especially helpful for diesel engines because of the amount of soot that they put into the oil, the amount of soot that is generated and ends up in the engine oil. That bypass filtration system was just an extra oil filter that goes on your engine that basically scrubs that oil down to between 1 and 2 microns and gets all of that soot and all of that dirt out of that oil. So when that oil comes back from that bypass filter, it is very, very clean. And so that's another additional technology that you can add to your vehicle or your piece of equipment that can greatly reduce your wear and substantially extend the life of that engine. So I'll have another video up about bypass filtration. We'll talk more about that, but just start doing some thinking about that and look that up. Contact us if you have any questions. AMSOIL's got a full line of bypass filtration systems for many different applications, specifically the Ram, Dodge, the GM, and Ford engines. They've got adapters that make putting those bypass filters on those engines very easy and can really extend the life of your engine. So, as always, we are Minuteman Performance here. This is Synthetic Oil Info, the channel on YouTube. We're also on Facebook as Synthetic Oil Info. So check us out in both of those places. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please like us on Facebook and tell your friends about it. And come back here for your information about why you should be using synthetic oil to extend the life of your engine and save you money. You can go to our website, minutemanperformance.com, to order AMSOIL products and have them shipped right to your house. If you're going to spend more than $100 on AMSOIL products in a year, I highly encourage you to look at becoming a preferred customer. It allows you to buy AMSOIL products at wholesale price and have them shipped right to your door. And so check that out as well. You can add that to your cart as you shop on the AMSOIL website. Just add that preferred customer membership to your cart. It'll charge you a small fee, but then it will give you the preferred customer pricing for that order. And so you can start benefiting from your very first order for becoming a preferred customer. And so thanks for stopping in today. Appreciate you watching our videos. Please post your comments or questions below, and you have a great day.